Hey everyone, this is Dhruvin and I welcome you all to my Power Apps Mixed Reality Tech series. You are watching third part of this series, and in this session we are going to talk about one of the important component of mixed reality, which is view in mixed reality. So now let's get started. In the earlier session we have discussed how we can show 3D objects using view in 3D component in Power Apps. If you missed my earlier session, links are always down below in the description box. With this session, what we are going to do here is we are going to add one more step into this app. Now, let's say for an example, here we have seen different products and we are showing its preview over here into view in 3D component. Now I want to see this particular product in mixed reality. So for that we are going to add one more component in our app, that is view in MR, and with that we are going to see this particular product into mixed reality. I know this is some confusion for you. Now before we proceed further, let me show you one demo and let me explain you what we are going to do at the end of the session. We are going to build this type of power apps where user will click on specific product. Now whenever user will click on specific product, it will show its preview over here into view in 3D component. Now here I am providing different units for this particular product. Let's say for an example, this is the television, and let's say its unit is inches, and let's say its width is 43 inches TV, its height is 20 inches, and depth is 1 inches. Now what I want to do here is I want to see this particular product into mixed reality. Right now let me show you that demo to you. So this thing is something which we need to use with the mixed reality capable device. So I have performed this demo on my mobile, so I recorded that video. Let me show you what we are going to do that, and with that we also learn what is the use of view in mixed reality component. Right, so now let me show you the detailed demo over here. So let me just play this video for you. This is the view that I have opened in my mobile view. As you can see that this is the television which I can see on my mobile in 3D component that we already did on the last time. Now I am adding some width, height and depth over here. 43 inches is the width, 20 inches is the height, and in depth I am adding 2 inches. And now I am clicking on view in MR. Now what it will do is it will open my camera, and you can see this type of plane will be appear on my surface. Right now it will ask tap anywhere to place. So whenever we place, it will place my object onto that position, and you can see that this television will look like this onto specific position like this. Right now we can also zoom in, rotate and zoom out this object as well, so we can understand like how this object will appear into this specific space. Now the second example is office chair. Let's say I'm clicking on the office chair. Now it will load the 3D component over here, and now from the unit I am selecting feet. Right now let me just enter height, width and depth. So I'm entering width as 2, height as 5, and let's say we are entering depth as 1. Right, and now let's click on view in MR. So now that will open the camera, and you can see that my bed over here, and now I am placing that chair onto this specific position, and the chair will look like this onto this specific area. Like so, isn't that amazing? Now by using this particular view in MR component, we can get an idea like whether my object will fit to that specific position or not, and how it is looking like. We can rotate, zoom in and zoom out as well. Right now similar way, let's say I'm clicking on the mic, and I just wanted to see like how my mic will look like onto my recording studio. So let me just enter my unit as inches, and let me just set as width, height and depth over here. So I'm setting width as 10, I'm setting height at 20, and I'm setting width at 5 inches. Right now I'm entering depth as 5 inches. Now it is opening this type of plane, and my object is being placed here. Now as you can see that I'm rotating that to that specific on my desk area, and this is looking like this, right? So this is really cool, right? So hope you will get an idea like what is the real use of view in mixed reality component. So in short, we can use view in MR component in the Power Apps to let users see how a specific product might be fit within the specific space, right? So that is the real purpose. Using that, let's say some shopkeepers can also demonstrate that product as well in the mixed reality. Now I know you are curious about how I have developed this entire thing. What are the steps to be followed? Now stay tuned with me throughout the session to check the step-by-step procedure that how I build this entire thing. One more thing I want to add here, I am going to provide this source code of this app into my GitHub account. Link is always down below in the description box. I request you all to refer my previous session because I am going to copy some of the things from my previous session, right? I'm not going to repeat those things again here, right? In the earlier session, we have created this type of tablet layout canvas app. Now for this demo, I am going to create phone layout. So I'm just copying some of the component that we already built in our previous session over here. So now let me do that quickly over here, and then we will move forward with view in MR component. Right, so now first of all go to your web.powerapps.com. Now click on new app and click on canvas app. Now from this canvas app we are going to select the phone layout over here. So let it to be screen loaded, and now from here we are going to select phone layout. First of all, let's establish the data source connection. So go to the view, go to the data source. From the connector, select the SharePoint as a connector. Now let's provide the site URL over here. So I'm just providing the site URL over here. Now from here we just need to select our list. I'm selecting my list as a 3D object. Now let me just go to the app that we have developed in the second part of this series. I'm just copying this particular gallery control and I'm pasting that gallery control over here. So the gallery control will look like this. Now let's just arrange that control properly over here. Now we just need to add one title over here. So I already built that one thing over here. So let me just copy my React control, my label and my icon from here. So I'm just copying this and I'm just pasting that over here, right? So this will look like this. Now let me just arrange this screen properly, right? Now how I built this gallery I already explained in my previous session. Now here we need to do one thing. We need to write navigate code over here, but before we do that, let's create one more screen. Go to insert and click on new blank screen over here. Now first of all we are going to show the preview of our 3D component. So we are going to add our 3D component from here. For that, just go to insert menu, go to the media and add view in 3D. So that will add this particular object over here to us, right? So this will show one preview to us. Right, now we just need to provide the data source to here. So this is also something that we already discussed in our previous session. So let me just provide my data source as galleries first item. So let me just type as first of gallery 2 dot selected items attachments dot value. Right, so this is something that we need to provide as a data source to my 3D object. Right, now these are the things that we already built. This was the fast recap. Right, now hope you are also following this step with me. Now what we need to do here is on clicking on here, I just want to redirect to screen 2, right? So just click on here and after that just write a code of navigate. So I'm just typing navigate to screen 2, right? And its type is cover, transition is cover, right? So let's provide the code here. Right, now after that what we need to do here is, let's say I'm going here, I selected this item, I redirected to this page 2. Right, now view in MR component we need to add on our screen, right? Now first of all, let's add that control. For that, make sure that you have enabled your experimental feature. So make sure that this mixed reality option will only be appear to you only if you have enabled the preview feature. So for that, make sure that you go to your settings, advanced settings, and from this preview feature, this feature named mixed reality is being enabled for you, right? Make sure that. Now let me go back and let me just add that component. Go to mixed reality and let's select view in MR, which is in preview at this moment. So let me just add this particular thing. So this will add this type of button for us. So let's place that button at the very bottom of the screen over here, right? Now we can see that once we click on that, here we just need to provide the data source and different configuration property, right? Just select this particular component. Now first of all, we need to provide the source. So just click on source. Now here we need to provide the data source. Which type of data source does it support? I already explained everything in my earlier session. So basically we have used SharePoint list attachment as a data source over here. So we are passing the same data source that we have passed onto this particular gallery. So whatever the item that has been selected from the gallery we want to see into mixed reality. So we are going to pass that code again. So first of all, let's type a function first. Inside that, our gallery selected item, gallery 2 dot selected dot attachments dot value, right? So this is the thing that we are going to pass here, right? Now one important thing, so this is the first thing that we have configured, right? Now what happen here is whenever I select this particular television, it will show that television into mixed reality, right? Now let's see if I want to go back to my screen. Let's just add one back icon from this here. So I'm just adding back icon and let's place that back icon at the very bottom of the screen like this, right? So just write a single line of code, back cover, right? Simple. So we are going back from the previous screen, right? Now one important thing, let's say for an example, this is one object that you have placed on your view in 3D component. Now sometimes our requirements are different. Let's say in television there are different types of sizes like 43 inches sizes, 32 inches, 50 inches. So which specific television set you want to try, right? That configuration property you can also configure with view in MR property, right? Whenever you click on this particular component, you can see that we have three different property: object width, object height, and object depth, and unit of measurement. In unit of measurement, we have four different types of unit: centimeters, feet, inches, and meters, right? Now based on your requirement, you can choose any unit of measurement, as well as you can provide width, height, and depth. So that specific width, height, and depth object will be appear into mixed reality. So you will get an idea like this particular television will fit into that specific space or not, right? So these are some configuration property. Now these are the, you can see that this property we can see for this particular button. Now I want to set this property as dynamic value, where user can enter this value from the power apps as I shown in the demo, right? So how can I do that? Let me explain you that thing in detail. Now first of all, let me just add one text box over here. So let me just add one label. Let me just provide its specific height and width over here. So its text is, let me just add its text as unit. Now let me just provide its width and height, 200 cross 40, right? Now this is the label that I added. Now similar way, let me just copy the same label and let me just change its value only. So I just copied this label. Now the first thing that we are going to ask is width, then we are going to ask about height, and then we are going to ask about depth. right? So we just added three different label, right? Now let's accept a value from the user. So let's just add a text input. So I'm just adding this text input over here. So it has been added on the top. So let me just copy this. Let me just remove this default value from here, and I just wanted to accept number from here, right? So I'm just selecting number, and now let's say I just want to specify width and height. So I just wanted to have width as 200 and height as 40, right? So now let's just place this particular thing over here. Now just copy and paste 4 times. So I'm just pasting this. Now let's just make this better. So I just selecting the first label, that is label 2, and I'm just checking what's the X position. It's 40, right? Same way I just need to make sure that I have the same X position for all. So I'm just selecting label 2.x, so they will properly set. Same way here as well, and depth as well, right? Now for unit I just wanted to make the drop down, so let me just remove this one and let me just add one input as a drop down. So I'm selecting input, and from here let's select drop down, right? So that will add one drop down here. So let me just define height and width. So width as 200 and height as 40, right? So I'm just defining that, and I'm just placing that properly here, right? Now in items I just need to provide the value. So at this moment it is supporting 4 different units, so I'm just providing values like inches, centimeter, meters and feet, right? So I'm just providing that as items. Now let's see, I just wanted to copy the X of this, and let's arrange that properly. So I'm just selecting dot X. Same way let's define dot X, and same way, right? So now this looks better. Now I just wanted to arrange them properly. So now the UI looks better, not the base, it looks better. Now let me just save the app. Now what I want to do here is I want to pass this input value over here to my component. So how can I pass that? So first of all, let's pass width, height and depth. So let's copy its input ID, so that is text input 1_1. So what we need to do here is we just need to select this one and just need to select object width. So what would be the object width? It would be text input 1_1 dot text, right? Same way, let's say what is the height of this object? That will be input text 1_2 dot text. Same way, depth will be text input 1_3 dot text. So that will be the dynamic value for our object using this text box, right? Now how to pass the dynamic value of unit? Let me explain you. Let's say we have configuration property unit of measurement. Just click on that, so it will redirect you to this particular action. Now here we need to provide one switch case. Whatever the value will be selected from here, based on that we need to select the unit from here. When you change to centimeters, it is showing a value like Microsoft.viewinmr.units.centimeter. Same way, if you change to feet, it will be changing like this, right? So basically it is accepting a value in this form, right? You can see that, right? So basically we need to pass our unit in this type of format, right? So for that we are going to write one switch case over here. So let me just copy the ID of this one, so that is the drop down one, right? So basically we just need to write one switch case. So let's select this component and just click on unit of measurement, so it will redirect you to here. Now just expand this. Now let me just remove that and let's paste my code over here, and I'm going to explain you. Now my ID is drop down 1 switch. First of all, it is taking the selected text value over here. So what would be the selected value for drop down 1? So let's say if it is centimeter, then it is pass a value like microsoft.viewinmr.units dot AR centimeters. If it is inches, it is passed as AR inches. If it is meters, it is passing as AR meters, and if it is feet, it is passing as AR underscore feet, right? So this is the very simple and straightforward formula, right? Now let's say I'm done with my task here. Now we just set back button as well. Now let's publish this particular app, and now let's test our application. So now let me just run my application from here. So I'm just clicking on refrigerator, and now it is loading the refrigerator component over here in view in 3D. Now in view in MR, whenever I'm clicking on that, it will show this particular refrigerator in mixed reality, right? Now we are not able to test it from here because it will throw us an error that mixed reality supported devices is required, right? So we are going to test it from the mobile application, right? So now let me just close that down, and now let me just publish this application first. So I'm just clicking on save, and now I will click on publish, so that app will be available into my mobile devices, right? Now let me show you the demo over there. Now I am opening my mobile over here. You can see that my mobile screen on your screen. Now I'm opening the Power Apps application. So make sure that you have installed the Android or iOS version of your Power Apps. So we can see that all our published app on this particular screen. Now let me just refresh that and let me search for YouTube app that we have just published. So this is the app YouTube demo view in MR that we just published. So let's open that particular app here. So I'm just opening that application over here on my machine. First of all, it will ask to allow the camera. So I'm just clicking on allow. This is the live mobile screen that you can see on my screen. As we can see that every product is being shown into this particular gallery. Now let's say I am selecting one of the product, that is microphone. So basically I can demonstrate that view on my screen as well. So I do not need to move more. So now I just need to provide width, height and depth. So let me just provide my width as 20 inches, height as 25 inches, and let me select depth as 3 inches, right? Now let me just click on view in MR. So now you can see that this is my bed, and you can see that white dots are appearing here on my screen, and it is showing me tap anywhere to place. So we just need to place our mic over there, and you can see that the mic is looking like this. You can change its position using by just placing some touches on your phone, right? You can also rotate that here, right? Now you can also take the photograph, and you can use that for your future reference. Now let me just use the reset button, and let me just go back. Now let me demonstrate one more product with you, which is the television. So let me just go to the television, right? And you can choose the different units from here, like based on your requirement, right? Now let's say I am my TV, I want to see like how 43 inches TV is looking to my machine. So I'm selecting 43 as inches as the width, height I want to set as 20 inches, and depth I want to see as 3 inches, right? So now I'm clicking on view in MR, right? Now I'm just changing the position. You can see that 3 dots are appearing here. Now I'm clicking on tap anywhere on the screen, and you can see that this particular television is looking like this on my screen, like this. Now let me just change the position so you can see that the television is looking like this, right? Now let's change its height and width, and let's check some other effects. Now let me just change my unit as centimeter. I want to see my width as 15 centimeter, my height as 20 centimeter, and depth as 3 centimeter. So this will looking like a toy TV, right? So now I'm just clicking on that, and now let's just wait to have the dots over here on my screen, and here it is. And you can see that the television is appear in the toy screen. Right now you can also check like how this will look like on my particular screen. So you can see that it is looking like this. So this is how you can check like how the objects will look like in the real world. So this is the power of MR. So your digital world and your real world work together. Right now you can also rotate this particular screen. So you can see that I'm just rotating my television screen, right? So isn't that look amazing? Now let's say I'm clicking on reset, so it will reset that element, right? This is how the power of mixed reality is looking like in the real world, right? So we have built this application. Now I'm going to provide this entire code to my GitHub account. Now download the code and practice for this entire demo, and share your opinion with me that do you like this video? If you really like, hit the thumbs up and share with the maximum number of people. That will encourage me to build this type of beautiful series for you. Now in my next session we are going to talk about how we can use measure in MR component in Power Apps. So stay tuned with me on my next session. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. Stay tuned with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and WhatsApp. If you wish to receive the daily notification from my channel, click on this link. It will be redirecting you to this form. Fill the form and you will be receiving daily notification about all my new videos on your WhatsApp number. Also, if you wish to receive if you want to visit some playlist about Power Platform like Power Virtual Agents, Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate and Teams, you can go to the playlist section and check out all my playlists that I have built it for you, right? Also, don't forget to subscribe my channel because I am going to upload new videos every day on my channel exclusively, and these videos are morely focused on Microsoft 365 and Power Platform, and these are the topics on which I am uploading my most of the videos, right? So, and also if you haven't visited my mixed reality series, here is the playlist on the home screen. You can play it from there, right? Stay tuned with me. Have a great day. Goodbye.